Morning chat. I get my coffee in a sec too, chat. Just FYI. Mm-hmm. All right, let me go grab my pause all this, but let me go. Oh, this I need to store. Do that. And what else am I looking for right now? I'll do that. And then I need my hammer. And then I need all of these. Yes. Pause it back or whatever. Store overloads. Oops. Not mean. Let me do that. Not right now, actually. Fuck, I keep default doing that or whatever this morning. One sec, chat. I need to switch servers. Apparently, also the sailing beta is out. Give me 1 second to get some coffee, chat. Oh, one last thing. I should get at some food chat. Sorry. Let me move my guy over here, though. Mm. Turn off the flashing effects, chat. All right, chat. So probably just do some runs this morning to kind of chill. I'll put the cape away too when I get back to base or back to Alcred. I guess we're not technically in Alcred, right? Like technically we're not, or whatever. Oh. Oh, whoops. What's my 31? Mm-hmm. Surprising that I hit that one instead. Uh-oh. Oops. Might as well get some extra points. Why not? So, I guess we're at Karan Desert or whatever. All right, let me grab the. Not that it matters too much. Well, right. Where's the. Sure. Apparently, the sailing beta is available right now, so. Let's see here. See, the sailing beta is out now. Play sailing on both desktop and mobile until July 3rd. Welcome to sailing beta since the alpha back in March. We've been busy improving sailing based on your feedback. Now we're finally ready to just show you the latest build. Join the limited time sailing. Infographics. Different crew members, equipment. Sailing users support. If you're playing on Roulette, please note that GPU plugins are not supported. You must turn off to use a video or use a GPU experimental plugin for the plugin hub. Sailbook, continue. Crew members also have stats. Or tasks called bounty tasks. In one kind of design brand, you'll be able to retrieve your ship for a small fee by speaking to shipwright at port. But remember, if your character gets attacked, use a tradable repair kit to your boat and restores HP. Most repair kits can be made at the workbench in your own player-owned house. Although, as you're blocked from going there in the beta, the shipwright will let you use theirs. The materials used are listed above. Rosewood plank, dragon nails, swamp paste. So a lot of swamp paste and stuff like that. Random sea events. And sailing on every map will no longer be max. As exciting as that is, we also recognize it can be difficult for players who have made the offer to grind. Players who have become accustomed to benefits or losing them can feel like a mass blow. We consider as a team how to deal with max cape. Max cape should reflect that. Okay, well, interesting. Hi, mamas. All right. Interesting. All right, so we can go try this, I guess. Let me just get my rewards first, then, really quick, and then we'll try to log in or whatever. Hi, Uni. Yeah. All right, let's hold on. I'm gonna have to change the full cam again, chat. Sorry, I don't know how this is gonna work, to be honest. Give me a sec. Uni, hi. Okay, so it says I need to turn off that. I might be able to do GPU. Log out. Oh, damn. Okay, hold on. It's asking me to log out, so. um. Uni. Sure. Okay. I think this is fine. I think you can show this, chat. Welcome to the sailing beta. Take full advantage of what's on offer. You might like to copy your main save onto this project. To do so, just sign into a regular world and then use the convert option in the gameplay section setting. Okay, to do this, sign into a regular world and use the convert option in the gameplay section of the settings menu. Okay, so let me do that then. Jesus. So much work to do. Yeah. Mm, mm, mm. Save EMS successfully been converted. Okay, nice. Now, once again, we have to exit this. Launch back in. All right, let's try this again, chat. All right, let's do this, chat. Gameplay graphics. Nice. All right, learn the ropes. Firm. Go to the ledger. Can I entity hide people? Be easier for me to do. There it is. Combat none. Cargo. Amount of cargo. Okay, so I have to basically like head out there essentially. Board my own boat. My entity hider messing stuff up. Oop. No, wait, I need to go the ledger table. Hold on. Two charts. Okay, so let's see. Level 7. Oh. Okay, so let's see here. Locals and merchants always need a hand. Pick up a cargo from the ledger table and deposit it in your boat's cargo hold. Okay. How do I deposit, chat? Or am I just stupid? You can't do that while holding cargo in your hand. Shipyard. Oh. Do I need to do that first? Craft workbench, search boating supplies. Ooh. And this is just like for crafting. Bank chest. Arg. Hmm. A shipwright NPC. One can be found around the south of Port Sarum. Ah. Okay. Trader stand. Hold on, let me. Portmaster. Oop. I did not mean to do that. Get me back. I did not mean to do that, chat. Interesting. Okay. Do I need to hold on? I'm gonna try to reset this. I don't understand. I think I'm glitched. I don't have a thing to put my fucking shit in. Port tests are required. Captain's log. Or can I cancel task maybe? Okay, hold on one sec, chat. I restart really quick. Alright, I probably shouldn't show that because I have to type in the code, huh? Oh, wait, hold on. Let me try one more time, chat. I'm not sure why it's not working. What is this? There have been reports of a shiver nearby Summers. Please thin out the shiver and bring back 5 fins as proof? Okay. Mm-hmm. This is kind of cool. There's like little areas and stuff like that. Why do I have markings there? It's so funny. This is no sport sync to the other one, or no? Okay, let me entity hide this just really quick, so I can kind of see what there is. Okay, so the coins. Is there a bank here? Yo, what up, Sans? How's it going? Morning. I'm being a noob. Ooh, I'm being a noob today, but this is the sailing beta or whatever. But this just came out. It's in beta right now. So we're kind of just trying to fucking figure out what to do. It's not very clear. But yeah, the sailing beta came out. This is a new skill that is releasing in probably a couple of months. Like publicly, so we're just testing out the beta. It's interesting. It's not very intuitive right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm very confused and like I don't know if it's glitched for me, but yeah. Good. Just finished eating morning oatmeal. Oh, what? So healthy of you, sir. So healthy. Yeah, so the thing that doesn't, I don't know if I'm glitched or something, but okay. But I should be able to posit this in like a thing here, and I'm just like I should have that like a little crate or whatever, and I'm just unable to do it for some reason. So to be honest, I don't know if my beta is just glitched. Some people are also having like the same issue. So we may just piece from this or whatever until we can like figure out what's going on, or until they fix it until later, which is fine. What I might do though is it said I needed 10,000 coins or something. I transfer my character. So what we might do is sail back, and then from there, like get the coins, and then come back here and try to upgrade the ship or something like that. So yeah, I think that might be the plan. Yeah, it should be fun. But good job on the oatmeal. Good job on being healthy. How any plans today, or mostly just chilling and hanging out? Chill day or work stuff, or what's your plans? Oh, wait, am I supposed to go over here? Wait, hold on. Where am I going? Oh no, I'm on the right path. Trim sails. Ooh, look at that XP, boys. I'm also like, what do you expect? We're on a beta right now, type shit. Oh. I mean, I'm kind of chilling right now. If you need help, let me know, man. Oh shit, hold on. Unset. There we go. Stream Elements is really easy to set up though, man. Like, it shouldn't be that hard. Like, as long as you don't want any of the fancy shit, you know what I'm saying? You should be good. Just FYI. So, but if you need any help with anything, let me know. We can jump on a Discord call or whatever. Either after my stream or whatever, because it's just easier to like share screen or whatever. Oh yeah, I understand. Yeah, well, like I said, man, if you need help with that, let me know. Okay. Mindset very basic. So it's like not like if you want like the notifications, like, oh, there's a new follower and XYZ, then it's a little complicated because you have to create like sources. Like if you want an overlay, or like if you wanted something like this or whatever, or if you wanted like the chat, like the side scrolling chat up top and shit like that, those are all like browser source things that you have to create. So that can be a little complicated, but oh yeah. It's pretty easy to do. I mean, I would have to I'm a visual learner slash teacher, so you basically like create an overlay for chat, and it's pretty simple, and then you add that to your OBS, and you're able to like manipulate it through OBS. Like Stream Elements is one of those things where once you have it set up, like once I have it set up, there's no real need to touch it, if that makes sense. But so yeah. You know what I mean? But yeah, let me know if you need help with it. Before, I mean, I may be free right now because if this doesn't work, I'm gonna kind of be like, meh. You know what I mean? Hello there. Okay, so this is crew. Let me entity hide all the people really quick. There we go. Your brand new boat has been delivered. Hi. And we'll go from there. Board my own boat. Yeah, I don't know. You can't do that while holding cargo in your hand. Yeah, see, I don't have, like, that thing. Okay, let me see if I can... Whoa, that's a glitch. How can I help you? Okay, so I'm going to cancel all that. I have a... Does Stream Elements have a chat that can show on screen with no background? It should. It should. It doesn't let me resize only the top or the side without adjusting all four sides. I think it's either... It's really stupid, but let me see. I think it's either... You have to control... Let me see really quick. Let me test it on my own OBS really quick. You have to like either control click or alt click. It's really dumb when you're on OBS. Let me see here. Unlock this. Alt. Yeah, you alt click. So alt and then drag a corner and it will, I guess, like crop it is what you're looking for probably. That way you can get rid of like the edges and then increase from there if you wanted. So it's not Ras can dock on a dock like that. That's true. That's true. Is this a player? Yeah, it is. Yeah, no worries. No worries. It's really that took. I'll be honest. That took so long for me to figure out too, buddy. So it's understandable. Search crate board gangplank. Take saw. Whoa. Mm-hmm. Until next time, Ribs. But how's it been? You're talking about life in general. It's okay. Um, Still looking for work and shit. You know what I mean? So it kind of sucks because um, I haven't heard anything. So money's kind of getting tighter, if that makes sense. So I'm trying to um, so I've been streaming more just to kind of occupy myself. When it comes to my mental and stuff like that, it's a lot better. What are you here for? But at the same time, I'm just kind of taking it like a day at a time. Been occupying myself with a lot of stuff, so may not be the healthiest, to be honest with you, but I see. Fair enough. Okay. Trade Henderson, he does that. I don't know why my marker tiles are like that or whatever, which is interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I glitched it out or something like that because I skipped. There was an option to skip the intro, which is what I usually did in the past. Player capacity 5, crew slots, facility slots. But yeah, thanks, man. Yeah. One day at a time. A higher level ship needs a higher level boat. Visit the shipyard to upgrade and customize each part of your boat. In the beta, the amount is limited. Build an oak hull to overcome gentle things. How do I get to the shipyard? The shipyard can be accessed by talking to a shipwright NPC. One can be found around the south of Port Sarum. South around Port Sarum. So we have to go back. Charter ship docking point, ledger table, port, salvation, shipwright. Okay, so let's try that then, chat, and go with our new boat because we may need to do that. Yeah, one day at a time, man. It just sucks because I have a lot of expenses and shit. Oh, it's never fun. If that makes sense. All right, let's go back and see if we can upgrade from there, I guess. But yeah, you know how it is. Or I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna assume you know how it is, but it's yeah. Anyway, it's one of those things where it's like I just have to be patient. You know what I mean? Like, there's no point in like checking my email every 35, every 20 minutes or shit like that. But lots of changes in life, and honestly, just trying to get more content with just myself and all that. But I mean, other than that, man, life could be worse, is what I'm trying to remind myself. Could be a lot worse. So yeah, man. You still planning to play? Are you still planning to play Borderlands on stream or? Stop boat. So this guy, right? Yeah. shipwright. Nope, this guy's gonna do the same thing, no? No filter available. Okay, visit the shipyard to upgrade. Build an oak hull to overcome gentle whatever. Boat schematics board in the shipyard. Salvation. Yeah, see, that's what doesn't make sense to me, is it's not... And we might go back to just normal until the beta's fixed or something like that. Depositing a cargo hold. You know what I'm going to do? Hold on. I'm going to do this, chat. Sorry, give me a sec. Let me see. GPU. I'm going to turn this off. I want to see if this is affecting it, maybe. Because this might affect it a lot, which we're going to have pretty uggo graphics right now, but it's okay. This is kind of like the last thing I'm going to try, basically. And if this doesn't work, then we'll just go to another. I don't have much, but if you need help, let me know. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate. No, it's not. It's not that bad. I'll say that. Like, realistically, I'm good without work for, say, like 2 or 3 months, but like, I'm good with work for about 2 to 3 months, without work for more than that, maybe. It just is one of those things where, you know, it just doesn't feel good because there's only so much fucking Twitch and YouTube and shit you can watch, and then, you know, the economy and all that stuff, it's like hard to get jobs in general right now. Sorry, chat. I'm going to switch off of this. I don't know why it's not working. I wasn't really planning to do the sailing beta anyway, so it's not like a huge deal to me. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. So it's, you know, it's not like I'm going to go broke. Like I could, basically it's like this. If I don't work for like maybe even 6 months, I could survive off of just like, you know, groceries, all that stuff is like covered for. It's like, obviously can't eat out as much or something like that. Probably should save the money for that. But it's like I said, it's not like I'm gonna go broken. It's not like I'm gonna go broke in like a couple months or be homeless or something, you know? Like, my house is paid off for and all that shit. My car is paid off for. You know, I could be in a lot worse predicament, I guess you could say, so. If that makes sense, so. Wait, hold on. What? Like, I know that there's people in worse positions than me, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I think a lot of it is I'm just trying not to isolate myself, if that makes sense. So, and I'll say this, like, streaming helps. It passes the time, and it, like, puts me on, like, a certain, like, a schedule, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Of, like, okay, like, this is what I have to do today. I'm going to stream today. Yesterday, actually, I was going to stream in the morning. But then I ended up sleeping in, like, super late until, like, 11 or noon or whatever. And then from there, I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to chill today. So then I did that. And then I ended up getting online, and I ended up staying up until, like, 2 or 3 last night. Which is fine, you know, but yeah. Where's love? Nobody. Don't nobody. But I'm thankful that I found a game that can distract me enough where I have something to do. Also, yesterday, yeah, I tested. Oh, sorry, 1 second. Let me tether to this. I tested Borderlands 2 yesterday to make sure it ran fine for a bit and realized how bad I am at games I haven't played before. Yeah. I getcha. It's I think there's just a different vibe too, maybe. Well, I feel like when people stream in general, even if it's just like a testing stream like you did, it it's really hard to focus on everything. Like even now, it's like I'm a little bit more hyper aware that like people could be watching or someone is watching. And so it kind of like distracts me from, I guess, like playing the fucking game, right? Because I feel like with streaming, half of it is playing the game, and then half of it is like talking and chatting and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Of course, unless you're just gonna go like no cam, no mic, and just fucking chill or whatever. But it's like it's so annoying. So I feel like when I'm when I'm playing on Discord with friends or streaming or talking to friends, like I'm not really talking that much, right? Like I'm just kind of chilling and hanging out, and like I'm, every once in a while it's like, oh yeah, this, and whatever. It's just a different vibe. But I feel like when I stream, it's like my brain power or whatever, like everything is split in half. It's like half of it is like, okay, I need to play this game, and the other half is like I need to talk and respond and all that stuff. You know what I mean? So that's fair. But I'm also pretty bad at games too. When I first start playing them too. Like I said, it's just such a different vibe nowadays. It isn't like a bad thing again, but I have to go clear the ship after this, I think. But it's like half the time I'm like trying to play the game, and half the time I'm trying to say like, okay, how do I make like not make it entertaining, but it's like how do I like engage my chat and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And once again, I think the hardest part about streaming in general is I think the hardest part about streaming in general is again having to split that effort and energy and time. Because I could totally play this game just not talking to you guys, mic off, cam off, like a Discord stream, you know? Um but yeah, so I understand, man. But yeah, hopefully SE setup is going good at least. Ugh, excuse me. Goodness. There's so much fire this round. Yeah, like I said, man, like I have a lot of free time, so I if you need help with anything, again, we can get on a Discord call. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, you probably have it pretty set up for now or whatever. Well, if I see you on, I'll try to at least lurk or something. I don't really chat in streams because I usually just watch them on like my Apple TV in my room, you know? So I'm not really super interactive because, you know, TV's hard. But yeah, if I see you on, I'll throw you on in the background or something like that. If I'm not streaming, of course, too, as well, so. But yeah, chat, like yesterday we did a shit ton of playing. Level up forestry. We got to like 85 and, or sorry, 84 in attack from like 82. So that was kind of cool. Much appreciated. Yeah, of course, man. Yes, it's like things like that. Like I should have noticed that way earlier. I just didn't. I don't know. Streaming makes you get brain farts. How much time until you reach the max level? Are you saying overall in the game or just with one skill? If we're talking about like if we're talking about overall, I would say I think 600 hours left. And that's going to fluctuate. That's based on like your active play time from those estimates, but I would say maybe anywhere between 500 to 700 hours. If you're talking about like an individual skill, it's about 120 hours depending on it. Yeah. The thing is too is like that number is going to change because sailing comes out soon in like the next couple months, right? So when sailing comes out, that's another skill that you have to get to 99. That'll be fun though because there'll be people racing to get to 99 sailing. But yeah. Yeah, about 600 hours probably left. So, like I said, RuneScape's a very interesting game in the sense that like you have to, if you don't love the journey of runes, like if you don't love the journey or just playing, and then you are gonna have a bad time with this game because you're just gonna get frustrated that things take so long, right? Like RuneScape has what's called horizontal progression. So in like I don't know if you've ever played like World of Warcraft or whatever, right? But I came from WoW. But for example, in World of Warcraft, right, you can play a so in World of Warcraft, right, and it like you level your character to 60 or to whatever max level is. So let's say, for example, in original WoW, you leveled your character to 60, and then you are able to do like you're able to do all the raids and all the end game content and stuff, right? And then Blizzard came out with like an expansion, and that expansion was called Burning Crusade. It made it so that your character leveled up you could level your character up to level 70, but it basically neutralized or neutered all the progress that you had. So basically, at 61 or 62 in Burning Crusade, your gear already outranked your level 60 gear. Didn't matter if you were a hardcore raider or like you had all the high end gear and the best stuff, like it all gets nullified, right? In OSRS, the game is very much so based on like horizontal progression. So what that means is that like pieces of gear, pieces of loot um are more valuable, but they never go out of like usefulness. So one of the things that one of the examples is one of the earlier missions in this game or quests is you get something called the cooking gauntlets. And the cooking gauntlets are like a level, like it's something that you would get like very early on in the game, right? They may be 10 hours into the game. And what the cooking gauntlets do is they make it so that if you are cooking something, you have like a 20% less chance that it burns, because there's a chance every time you cook something that your food burns and you don't get experience from it, right? Those cooking gauntlets I got probably very early on within playing old school RuneScape, and I still use them to this day. Well, I use them less now because I have 99 cooking, but from basically when I got the cooking gauntlets too, probably like a few months ago, I was still using those cooking gauntlets. They were still useful, even though they're like a level 1 item, if that makes sense. So one of the nice things about, again, RuneScape is I have a friend who came back to it recently. He hasn't played in 4 or 5 years. None of his gear is out of date. He can pick up right where he left off. He doesn't feel left behind or that he needs to play catch up with anyone, right? Whereas if, I were to start World of Warcraft right now, I would be behind maybe 5 or 6 expansions. No one would be around me. Everyone's off in a different continent. So yeah. So, that was one of the things that I had to get rid of mentality-wise, is like you don't need to be max level essentially to do content, right? And like I said, since it's horizontal progression, there's content that is available to players that is always going to be useful, right? So, for example, Tempoross here is an early game fishing boss. It's one of the earliest bosses that you can do. You only need about, I don't know, I would say to get to, you need to be level 30 fishing. And to get that, it probably take you about 5 hours, but then you can start doing this boss, right? And he levels cooking and fishing. And I leveled basically cooking and fishing. I got cooking to 99, which is max, and then I got fishing right now. It's, 87, but I've been playing this boss for the last 2,000 hours, right? He's still useful. It's still like a good thing to do. It's not like, oh, okay, like after a while, just stop doing it. No, you can still continue to do it. If I quit the game right now and I came back a year from now, I could almost guarantee you that doing like Tempoross is still going to be like a viable option to level. So the game, that's why I think like the game design is very unique and is very addicting, is you can literally pick up from where you left off, you know what I mean? And I think one of the things that RuneScape does really, really well is that in World of Warcraft, you are basically like the lore is you're destined to be like a hero. And in RuneScape, the story is basically you're just a normal fucking person and you kind of choose to become an adventurer or like a hero, right? And so even that kind of radically changes the perspective of the game. So for example, there's a boss that came out and it's Yama, and it's considered like like a quote unquote like end game boss, like a boss that like you should be max level for. You don't have to be, right? But Yama's like a demon, right? And I was watching people play Yama, and they had like the best gear. They were max level, and even still, Yama can one shot kill you, right? If you're not careful, if you're not focusing. And the reason why is, well, you're just a human, right? Like even though you know magic and do all this stuff, at the end of the day, you're still a fucking human, and he's a fucking demon lord. Like he's gonna rip you a new one. And it's interesting too, because even like older bosses, like the ones I've been playing, like the rat one, um, same concept, right? Um, like if it's a very easy boss, I can kill it in a couple minutes, but if I'm not careful and if I don't like respect the mechanics of that boss, I will get my shit kicked in and I will die. Because once again, I'm only human. So, yeah, it takes a long time to get to max, but like I said, not a lot of people focus on that. Most people are just focusing on the journey there. And once you know, they're only focusing on the journey there, and it's kind of an extra bonus to get to the end. But even when you get to the end, max level doesn't mean shit because there's still gear, there's still items to get, there's still all this other stuff. So it's like I said, it's a very interesting game design. But that's why there's like a meme. That's why there's a meme when it comes to old school RuneScape, where you never quit old school runes, or you never quit RuneScape, you just take breaks. Because it's such an easy game to jump back into. Like the example I gave with my friend or whatever, he came back like a couple days ago, and he's already like getting back into the swing of things. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And I think that like that game design is like really really good because again you never feel left behind. The game is very good at giving you a lot of stuff so to do along the way for your journey. But it definitely can be a very daunting game because like I said, it's a truly open world game. Trust you, trust you. All right, chat. It's been like an hour and a half. Wow. Fucking RuneScape makes time go by so fast, chat. Holy shit. I didn't even realize it'd been an hour and a half. I'm gonna get some water, use the restroom, and um and all that stuff or whatever. And I will be back or whatever as soon as possible, okay? But give me like a couple minutes or something like that, or maybe a little bit more. So yeah, go get some water, go do all that stuff or whatever. Also, Sans, I verified that that I have you on Discord, but yeah, but yeah, let me here, let me just do this really quick. I don't think I'll get anything, but yeah. But all right, I'll be right back. Ugh. All right, welcome back, chat. Do we get any? We didn't get anything. Well, we got good stuff, but nothing that was specifically looking for. It's fine. Mm. All right, let me switch servers really quick just to get back onto my normal, like my home. I guess my home world. That's what we want to call it. Oop. Oops, wrong tab. We hide that because people just get annoying, chat. Construction cape, teleport, prayer cape for extra boost. My Discord is open, so you can DM me, by the way, at any time. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Same goes for you, man. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be honest, Sans. Like, and like, I'm just saying it. I'm just saying this in general. Like, it's obviously not a shot at you, duh. But I mean, with my situation, there's not much to talk about, and I don't, in a way, I don't really want to talk about it, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But thank you. Yeah, if you're ever on or chilling or whatever, and you want to like talk or whatever or hang out or I don't know, whatever, man. You know? Yeah, same goes to you, man. If you ever get into RuneScape, let me know. If you ever get into RuneScape, let me know, and I'll apologize on your behalf. So. All right, chat. We're gonna do some scurrious runs because why not, right? So for you guys who don't know, and if you guys have never played OSRS, this is Scurrius, the Rat King, and He is an earlier level boss that people will fight. And what he teaches you to do is he teaches you to no worries. I'm trolling. But what he teaches you to do is something called prayer flicking. So in RuneScape, there's magic spells that you can do, and then there are what is called prayer flicking, which is our enhancers, spells and enhancers that you can use or whatever, right? And this boss teaches you how to use like protect from prayer, protect from melee, protect from like a lot of other stuff, right? And so he teaches you like in the boss mechanics are basically there to teach you when to turn this on and off, right? Because you want to like time it as best as possible, as well as like learning to move and dodge things, right? And then the reason why I'm switching to like this bone thing or whatever is because it ends up ooh. But yeah, so it's like even with protect from melee, at least with this boss, right? Like the falling rocks, for example, you still need to dodge them, right? Even if you have it on, it doesn't neutralize like 100%. So, you'll notice later that I may get hit or whatever, even when it's on, and it will do like 20 to 25 damage. Right, and obviously the max amount of health that you have, well, you can go over depending on like certain rare items, but is generally 99. So, ooh, luckily that missed right there. Yeah, so see there, I couldn't move, so I did take like 4 damage from that or whatever. But again, it's like the gear that I have on is probably considered like some of the best gear in for this boss, and still I'm taking damage. You still gotta respect the mechanics. It's never gonna be a stomp, right? And then the bone mace is something that comes from Scurius himself. Like you get an item that you can get from him, and then that item essentially you can convert it into a bone or like into the bone mace. But what it allows you to do is it allows you to one-shot kill those rat duders, the what is it, ads, like in one hit. So that's why I'm also switching to that as well. And because it's a private lobby, he respawns a lot faster too, which is nice. And it's kind of nice too, because a lot of like I said, the game is very open to a ton of play styles. So you can do any boss solo, grouped. Some bosses require you to be duo. Some of the higher end bosses lately, they've been making it so that it's you can play them with like duos against like another player. So that's pretty fun. I've yet to do those bosses, by the way. I do want to eventually do it, but yeah. Sometimes too, you get this stuff, which is nice because basically we're looking just for like healing and spine stuff at this point. Oh, why is my Discord open? Oh, fuck. Once again, this is why I'm like, you know, this is super nice to like do or whatever. With the fucking Twitch chat in the thing, because I don't know how I'd read you guys. Fuck. Oh, we're good at mist. Easy. Oh, fuck. Yeah, see? Right there. I misclicked. Got hit for 12. And once again, this is a boss that's like, when you look at like the OSRS wiki, it's like, you are way overpowered and way overleveled for this boss. It's like, oh. Okay. You can still get your shit kicked in. Respect the bosses, chat. You are but a mere mortal. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. No. Ah, fuck. It's okay. Doesn't misclick over me, chat. Still getting used to like the F1 keys and when his like pattern changes, basically. Yeah, when he walks away like that, that's when you need to protect from melee. Walk away. And in his last phase here, he's going to speed up his stuff or whatever. And now I have to make a choice, which my choice is going to be, I'm going to kill these now. While flicking. Now, green is range. Obviously, you can tell what the magic is. Raw rat meat, nothing good. All right, we're gonna hold on, chat. We're gonna. I don't know why I do this. I think I'm just so used to it or whatever. But we're gonna teleport home. Drink the ornate pool. Yeah. Okay. Okay, deposit this. Grab some more fishies. I'm gonna turn off public, by the way, because I don't really need it right now. Oops. Music, no. Let's do. Fine. Oh, you know what? Fuck. Hold on. Sorry, chat. I grabbed the wrong gloves, chat. Oops, whoops. And then I'm gonna remove, hold on. Draw those, wear those, deposit those. I think this is better. Let me do this. I'm gonna inventory setup. There we go. Oh. Do this too. There we go, chat. Now we're good. Okay, let's go back. Oh. Also, chat, I haven't I decided against doing the YouTube streams for now. Just because the channel was like, oh yeah, be careful with doing copyright music and all of that stuff. So I need to figure out at another time, like in the future, right? Like how to reroute the audio, because rerouting the audio is different on Twitch than it is on like other platforms like YouTube and stuff like that, right? So anyway. You can hear the lovely sounds, chat, of the game. Oh, I don't have to do it. Nice. Okay. um. Yeah, 1 in 5,000 chance, chat. It's not like we haven't done it before. We just never have gotten it on stream. Oh fuck. Oh good. Dodged that the last second because of the wave change or whatever. See if this helps. I don't know. I'm just curious. Just testing shit at this point. Why not, right? My long-term goal was streaming OSRS though. Obviously, you know, depending on, you know, what ends up happening in life, but my long-term goal is to make it so that like every day is like a theme day, so it's like it's what is today? Thursday, so it's like, you know, Tempoross Thursdays or something like that and just grind that out. And then like Scurrious Saturday, you know what I mean? Like just farming shit for like pets. Because once again, like the pets in this game are super rare and like a big flex. But that would kind of be like my thing. And then you're able to put your pets in your player house and like show them off and stuff. It's kind of cool. So, I mean, you guys have gone through you guys have gone through watching me do this type of shit on other channels, on Pokemon Go, on whatever. So, are we really surprised that we're going to be doing that in RuneScape chat? I don't think so. I do not think so at all. Oh shit. Oops. When he goes to the middle, he no longer does melee. Except for that, so you just gotta dodge that shit. Oh. It's fine. It's fine. Poopy. Right with you. Oh. Ooh, we got the spine. Nice. Let's exit here. I'm gonna do this before we get. So basically, like with the spine, really the only good item for it is the mace right here. Everything else is kind of like not useless, I would say, but you can trade the spine in for XP lamps. This one's specifically for combat. So you can do that, get some combat XP or whatever. Just trade it in really quick. He's just only been doing that, which is nice. Eat from the food pile. Every once in a while, you can eat from this food pile, chat. Restore all your health points back, so you can keep grinding every 10 minutes at least. There you go. Oh my goodness. He's just been sending a bunch of shit, chat. It's one of those days, chat. You know what I'm saying? Gonna take that hit. Oh, 0 attack. Or 0 damage. Nice. Very lucky on that one. Oh my goodness. He is just summoning shit today, huh? On this run, on this kill. Really? I thought I timed that pretty good. I guess I was off by a bit. Aw, damn. Okay, okay. Ranging potion, big bones, nothing good. I wonder if there's a way to get rid of that stream element spot too from my Twitch extension. I probably can. I just need to get a new token or something like that. Oh my gosh. Well, not oh my gosh, but you know what I mean. And like I said, chat, the reason why we have this staff is because or scythe is because it hits by a 3x3, which is really nice. Ah. No, 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 no. Try to time that a little better, but it's okay. Mm-hmm. Oh. Ow. Oh shit. Wasn't paying attention. I just kind of zoned out there. Oh yeah, another thing is to chat is sorry, fuck. Ugh. There's probably a more efficient way to do this. I just don't really know how. Well, I know how, but you know, you know what I mean. It's a little bit harder than usual, to be honest. Oops. Like, there's this thing which is called like active quick prayer. I need to look it up to see like how to do it, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not proficient in it is the problem, so. The other thing too is, so when he's eating from this pile of cheese or whatever, he heals 10 health per tick or per munch or whatever you want to call it, right? And so I've been trying to gambit it and be like, what do I do in this scenario? Like, do we just boss him down as fast as possible? So many decisions, but there's probably, I mean, this thing is amazing. So, I mean, this weapon is amazing. So, the bone mace and the scythe are very good. So, at this point, it's just now getting used to and I guess like learning the mechanics. Is that gonna hit still? Oh, I thought he was dead. Damn. That was kind of my fault. I'm gonna port back to heal. How much XP are we getting for this? Like 90k an hour or 100k an hour. Very good. Bossing is also like a really good way to just level your characters or whatever as well. Sorry, chat. Getting a little tired. Yeah, I may after this, I'm probably gonna set up this or upload, make sure the VOD uploads correctly. And then from there, probably or watch stuff in bed, maybe. I think is the plan. Yeah, the thing is that I'm a lot more awake lately nowadays at night, but it's so late at night. Just hard to get my mind to sleep. Sucks. Sorry, I'm doing so I'm gonna take some hits. Sleep streams are a thing. I I could never. I toss and turn a lot in my sleep, and like I wake up and I don't know. I could never. Maybe someday we'll do a. I'm just kidding. We'll never do it, but if I ever, I promise so much stuff. But if I ever get partnered, yeah, sure. Never gonna. We're good on that. Shit. Why did I do that? Ah. Yeah, I was like, I don't think I could ever do that. It's just too. I don't know. Too parasocial. I'm not a. I feel like if you knew people were watching you sleep, I feel like it just would not be a comfy, cozy vibe for me either. Because the thing is, like, I'm usually in bed for a while and then I'm watching stuff. And when I go to sleep, I usually don't get like restful sleep a lot of the time. It's like I'm tossing, especially lately, I've been tossing and turning a lot. So it's like, but props to the people who can do it. It's, I don't know, not my thing. But once the content is done, I'm good. I'm good. Even like Ludwig's subathon thing, I don't think I was ever really there for when he for those sleep streams or anyone who really does them. Oh, missed. Kind of lucky. Too many zeros, chat. We need to level this attack. So if you guys don't know, in OSRS, attack, it's weird, but attack is how likely you'll hit your target. And then strength is like how much your max hit is going to be. And then defense is how likely they will hit you. So it's very I don't know, it's just an old school MMORPG like mechanic. But it's been very funny to see new players. A lot of WoW players have been going to old school RuneScape and playing for the first time. But it's very interesting to see people mess up because for the longest time I did the same thing. I was like, attack, strength, like what is the difference? And then I was like, oh, attack doesn't increase your damage. Got it. This makes it more likely that you'll hit. That makes sense. Wow, he didn't launch any attacks during that. That was surprising. Oh, 0, 0, 0. Unlucky. Oh, chaos runes like those. Once again, chat, the game is called RuneScape. And so because of that, you use runes as ammunition to level shit. And to cast magic. Always runes are like a good extra little bonus thing to get, chat. Every time. Damn. Nope. Oh, wow. Come on. Go. Ooh, nice. And there's spine chat. Easy. I'm gonna go trade that in really quick then. Basically before we forget. Trying to drink water, chat. Okay. Bossing them down. 165 KCs. Oh, damn. Creature kill or kill? I don't know. I forgot what it's called. Fuck. Kill count. KCs, sorry. What it stands for. If I just do this, probably be better, right? Oh. I accidentally hit my home button, chat, or my Windows button. I need to disable that on this keyboard still. By the way, chat, I'm not gonna stream it tonight, but I'm gonna attempt to do this thing called Jag tonight, and it's considered the hardest thing. It's 70 waves of this one like thing, if I'm able to get it, I'll get like the best cape in the game. I doubt I tried a little bit ago. Unfortunately, I was unsuccessful. But if I do get it, I'll definitely take pictures. But it's definitely something that I want to focus on tonight without stream there, because it's considered like very, very hard. You know what I'm saying? So wish me luck tonight when I do that. I'll probably do it on Discord with friends or something. Or like while friends are watching, not with friends. You can't. It's a solo content. Anyway. I'm well, I'm not nervous. It just takes a while to do or whatever. So good luck. Thank you, man. I hope I get it. It's kind of, the cape is kind of considered one of those things where it's like, if you have it, then like, I don't know, it makes you stand out, basically, right? But the cape is the second best like back piece or game that you have in the game. And then the only one that's better than that is literally something that you can get after that one. So yeah. Actually, do you guys want to watch here, I can kill this really quick, and then do you guys actually want to watch like maybe a little video? There's like a documentary video on like the boss, so I can kind of like shows you a little bit more. If you guys don't mind watching that, or if you want to watch it and react to it or something like that, maybe, I don't know. Kind of end this stream with that or whatever. Kind of show you guys what I'm gonna be up to. I don't care if I get hit right now. Okay. All right, let me I'm gonna pause this, shrink this. Let me see. Let's see. Are there any like this might be, oh. I'm just trying to see if this is the right one. Okay. I think this is the right video. Okay. Can you hear this, chat? Can you hear this or no, chat? No. Here, let me do this then. Let me figure this out really quick. I might need to change my settings really quick. Give me a sec, chat. Audio. Apply. Okay. Let me know if this works really quick.
Let's go back in time to October 2015, long before the Inferno we know today was even a concept. Somewhere in a Jagex boardroom, the team realized something. A piece of content released exactly a decade ago was still the hardest thing in the game, the Fight Caves. It's a series of 63 waves with one big final challenge, Tiz Talk Jad.
Yeah, that's
Anyone
what I'm
that's
fighting.
ever tried the Fight Caves knows how nerve-wracking it is. After pretty much every attempt, I guarantee your mouse is covered in sweat, and if you failed, maybe tears. But really, after a few completions, you get the hang of it. Even so, Jad is a rite of passage for most RuneScape players. You have to fight him in order to get the elusive Fire Cape, an item that at the time was the best in slot melee cape in the game. So the team decided to pitch a new challenge at RuneFest 2015. It was simply titled the Fight Caves Expansion. At the end of the Fight Caves, after defeating Jad, you'd have the option to continue on with the caves. The floor would cave in, and in this new cavern, you'd fight more waves of monsters, multiple waves of Jad, and eventually Jad 2. Rather than receive a Fire Cape,
I don't know if you guys can hear this better now, but I assume you guys can.
Each cape would be the new best in slot for melee, magic, and ranged. At the time, the best in slot item for range had been released in 2006, and mage even earlier in 2003. The team figured, why not just update them all in one big super challenge? Now, 2015's RuneFest was jam-packed with updates, and Jad 2 was given one slide and about a minute of discussion, so the reaction was kinda meh. Most players just didn't care. I mean, who would when things like Zaya, resizable mode, Slayer bosses, sailing, achievement diaries, and way more was talked about. In January of 2016, Jad 2 was brought up for the second time, but yet again, it was overshadowed by being part of a massive Zaya blog post. The blog itself didn't really give us much new information either, so again, meh. But then, Jagex pulled it, and that's when the player base erupted with complaints. First of all, the fight caves are kind of boring. Jagex themselves admitted that the caves are beyond easy once you've done them once. Nobody wanted to have to repeat the entire caves just to have to do more waves before getting to Jad 2. It wouldn't make Jad 2 any harder, it would just make the build-up boring. What makes it even worse is Jad 2 would drop the previously mentioned 3 best-in-slot capes. But here's the thing, when defeating Jad 2, you'd only get one, so you'd have to defeat him 3 times to get all of them. Not to mention, none of the capes had a design yet, so players were pretty much blindly voting on them, hoping that they'd look okay.
It doesn't exist in this game chat where you can just apply like whatever cosmetic items to your stuff. There's a thing in OSRS called Fashionscape. So like it's kind of silly to say, but like your cape design is like very important for a lot of people.
Anyway, when the Fight Caves expansion was pitched at RuneFest, the team said that it would likely take a month, at minimum, before anyone would be skilled enough to defeat it. I know the Fight Caves look like you're in hell, but this update sounds like actual hell. An hour of boredom, an insanely difficult portion, and then if you're part of the 0.1% of players who can actually...
That's one of the problems is... So it's pretty simple. The caves are pretty simple. Like, I've gotten to... I think the first try, I got to like level 60. Or like wave 60 or something like that. I forgot. Pretty close. The problem is it just takes so long to get there, and it's like you need to focus the whole time. But then it's also like it's not like super engaging because it's like a horde mode, if that makes sense, right?
Defeat the boss, you gotta do it all over again twice. Not to mention, we didn't really even know anything about the expansion. We knew its rewards and a vague structure, but the boss itself still didn't have a name. It was pretty much only referred to as Jad 2, so it had no real name, no mechanics, and not even a picture. But then 2 days after the poll went live, Mod Alfred tweeted out a picture of what Jad 2 would look like. And I don't know about you, but wow, it's not what I expected. This T-posed blender blade was kind of the final nail in the coffin for Jad 2, but players did see the potential in the update, so a big chunk of them voted yes, hoping Jagex would listen to their feedback. Now, this was back when you could see how a poll was performing before it closed, so once everyone realized it probably wouldn't pass, the team actually announced that they'd be revising the content and be putting up a new poll for it next week. In the end, it just barely didn't pass with a 72.5%.
Back then, chat, if you didn't know, everything or every change in OSRS, minor or small, goes through a community polling system. Back then, you needed 75% or more to pass something. I don't know when they did it because I'm a newer RuneScape player, but at some point they lowered that down to 70%. So basically, if a poll didn't get up to 75% or more, the developers would not bother on putting it in, or they would revise it and continue to poll, if that makes sense.
Yes vote. Keep in mind, the entire question was packaged together into one big mega question, so it's either you voted yes for everything or no for all of it. Just a few days later, the first developer blog for the Inferno went live. It was the new name for the JAD 2 challenge, but it was kind of just the same exact update. The only new info we learned is that 22 waves would follow the fight caves, and JAD 2 would be named Tizkal Zuk. All 3 caves would still be a reward, and you'd still have to redo the fight caves on every attempt. At least we finally had an idea of what they'd look like. The team also said that by leaving the update as an expansion, they would save a ton of time, which made the player base even angrier. Nobody wanted RuneScape's hardest challenge in over a decade to be a rushed out extension. So 2 days later, Jagex released another blog. This time, the Inferno would be its own separate challenge with 40 plus unique waves and 6 new monsters. This time, only the melee cape would be a reward, but the team asked the players a really weird question. Do you want the Inferno to release next month or next year? By changing the Inferno to be a piece of standalone content, Jagex would need to cut a few corners, namely with the graphics. A February release meant
the graphics, which is funny to think about.
Just mostly reused assets.
Mostly
like
the
pretty much
graphics,
all
like
of
what?
The early old school content. But if they pushed the Inferno to be part of Zaya's third batch, which was also set to release in January, they could spend more time on it. If so, the Inferno would instead exist on Zaya with its own volcano. If you've seen my video about Zaya's absolutely insane development, you might have heard of the Tasakal, an ancient race of creatures similar to the Tazar who live in a dormant volcano on Zaya. They were also set to release with Batch 3, and Jagex wanted to tie their lore together. Ultimately, the players decided on the January release, so they'd be waiting about a year. The Inferno wasn't really discussed much again until 2016's RuneFest, which was a few months later. First off, the Tasakal, which were first shown off in 2014, had been redesigned from this to this. Essentially, in the middle of the night, these weird centaurs kidnapped some Tazar, dumped them into a volcano, and did some weird experiments on them. So the player would then pretty much help the kidnappers and defeat their experiments for them. Anyway, after that, they displayed a few ideas of what the cape might look like, but ultimately told the community to pitch their ideas to the team, which might have been a mistake, because while researching for this video, I'd say at least half of the posts I found about the Inferno were player-submitted designs of the cape. January rolled around, and the update had actually yet to be polled or really even mentioned since then. Much of Zaya's Batch 3 had either been postponed or cancelled, but luckily the Inferno hadn't. 2 months after the Inferno's planned release date, we got the first blog for it in over a year. And if you thought the JAD 2 blog got revised a ton, just wait until you see this one. First up, the Tasakal were renamed to the Kalith. Man, Jagex just loves to pick names that are hard for me to say. Anyway, the Inferno would also be released with a little town
Someone at
surrounding
Jagex
it
is naming things crazy when they're high or
new
something.
thieving methods, fishing spots, and Kalith citizens would drop Kalith armor. 2 days later, everything I discussed was canceled. Sort of. The team decided, you know what, maybe the Inferno does fit better back in the Tazar city. The Kalith and Brimstone were entirely canceled. In the new developer blog, the new training methods survived, but were renamed, and the Kalith armor was also renamed to Obsidian armor. With the renaming complete and the sudden movement back to the Tazar city, the team decided that it was time to poll everything.
Okay, let's
do
this.
Rather than pull it in one big mega question like last time, they decided to split it up into multiple pieces so that people could vote on what they actually wanted. This time, pretty much everything passed with flying colors. We got a few more blogs, live streams, and Q&As about the Inferno, but they pretty much told us nothing. Mod Kieran, the designer, was keeping all the mechanics as secret as possible. All we got were short videos of the Inferno's monsters and a finalized Infernal Cape design. In May, just a few weeks before the Inferno's release, Jagex invited a few of the game's most popular streamers to come test it out.
That's
there was
cool.
a slight controversy about who was invited though, because Wooks, well known as being one of the best players of all time, was not invited. Ultimately, Foe survived the longest and reached wave 63 with a little over 2 hours spent in total. Jagex hadn't released the exact number of waves yet, but he was still far from the finish line. It was really starting to sink in just how difficult the Inferno was going to be. Then Jagex made a pretty special announcement. When the Inferno released, the first few players who could complete it were going to be rewarded greatly in real
Sheesh.
life. The first player to complete it successfully would receive lifetime membership, a
Damn.
real-life Infernal cape, and a ticket to 2017's RuneFest with their
Damn.
travel and stay expenses paid for. The second would receive the same, minus the real-life Infernal cape, and third would just get a RuneFest ticket and lifetime membership. I should also probably mention the streamers who got to try it early were not allowed to claim these prizes should they be the first. So people who were mad Wooks wasn't invited to test the content.
Wooks. This guy's like the
were
greatest player of
suddenly
all
quite a
time,
bit
chat.
happier. June 1st arrives and the Inferno finally releases. Jagex is just buzzing with energy. Inside the office, hundreds of employees have various streams open of players trying to complete it. Tens of thousands of players were also watching, which was enough to boost Old School to the most viewed game on Twitch. The entire
Damn.
update was massive for Old School's exposure, and whether they planned it or not, this was a genius marketing strategy. All eyes in the gaming community were on Old School's near impossible new challenge. As the hours rolled by, players started to complete higher and higher waves. But 6 hours after launch, nobody had completed it yet, and over 4,000 deaths had occurred. Nobody had reached the final wave, 69. I'm not kidding, that is seriously the final wave number. But as players got closer to it, they were horrified by what Kieran had added to the waves leading up to it. Now, on wave 67, you fight Jad, which isn't too bad. Oh, wow, that rhymed. In order to even access the Inferno, you had to sacrifice a fire cape, so everyone had done Jad before. But then, you get to wave 68, where you have to fight 3 Jads at the same time.
So basically, I have to fight 1 Jad to get my fire cape, okay? And then, after I get my fire cape, I would then equip my fire cape, and then essentially, like, go all the way back up to that wave, and then you sacrifice your fire cape to then go to, like, the harder waves is what it's talking about. And then the next wave after that is you literally fight 3x of what you just beat.
About 7 or so hours after the Inferno's release, Dead Wilson was the first player to reach wave 69. Originally, he was one of the people invited to test the Inferno, but he died on the lowest wave out of everyone else. So this was kind of his redeeming moment. Tiskal Zuck erupts from the shield, and in less than a minute, Wilson had died. It became extremely obvious the final wave had no room for air. Stay behind the shield at all times or get potentially one hit. And if that's not scary enough, at points throughout the
Once again, that's what I'm saying, chat, is like even if you're max level, which most of these players were probably max level at the time, doesn't matter.
Multiple sets of
you gotta
monsters
still
would
respect the
spawn
boss.
behind you, and eventually one of those monsters was Jad. Just when it seems like you're about to beat Zuck, healers would spawn. If you don't tag them fast enough, they heal Zuck crazy fast, and if you don't kill them fast enough, they damage you crazy fast. 24 hours later, nobody had been able to do it. Wooks had streamed the Inferno for almost 13 hours that day, but still hadn't beaten Zuck. Almost 48 hours later, still nobody had done it. But then, after a nearly 2-hour attempt with tens of thousands of players watching him, Wooks was the first to complete it.
Of course he was.
The clip of his completion was the top post on Old School's subreddit and even hit the front page of Reddit. Finally, the Inferno had been completed, and just a few months later, Wooks was awarded his prize. Now, a couple times throughout this video, I mentioned Zaya, RuneScape's biggest expansion. Its development was plagued.
Damn. So, basically, like I said, I'm gonna be doing that. So, yeah. That will be pretty crazy. That will definitely be insane. Here's the video for you guys if you want to check it out or whatever. I linked it in the Twitch chat or whatever, but I really like this guy. He does a lot of old school RuneScape, just a lot of old school RuneScape, like lore videos and stuff like that. We may watch that more, like in the future, possibly. So, yeah. Discord, Campgen, chat, PB. I'm just making sure we have all the settings are good, and we are good. But yeah, chat. I think that's a good time to end it, to be honest, because we've been streaming for about 3 hours or so. So I am going to head out. I gotta upload this video anyway and all that stuff. So I think I am going to call it here, but let me just end this stuff on wherever. But let's see here. But yeah, I'm gonna try to attempt that tonight. Probably be something like fun and chill to do or whatever. But thank you guys for hanging out tonight or tonight. Thank you guys for hanging out and occupying my time as always. I hope that it is a good and fun time for you the rest of the day. Like 1:30, so yeah. But I'm just gonna raid probably. Yeah, I'll just raid the music channel. Doesn't look like anyone I know is on. I don't really raid people that much anyway on this channel, but yeah. But hold on one sec, chat. But yeah, if you guys haven't already, please go check out the new-ish YouTube channel. I think it's pretty cool, but it will help support the channel a lot. We're trying to get, I mean, eventually, hopefully, right, we get it partnered or something like that or whatever. If you guys haven't already, please go and check that out. We put a follower goal up. I don't think it's going to do much, but we're trying to hit 5,400 followers, so that will be super cool as well. But yeah, I'm going to go raid the music channel and all that. You guys want to stick around? Cool. If not, totally good. But yeah, have a good rest of your day. Thanks, Sans, as well, for always showing up. And yeah, I will have a good one as too. But yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Have a great rest of your day. Treat everyone with kindness and respect. And yeah, I will talk to you guys soon, possibly tonight. Depending on like people online and stuff like that. Possibly tomorrow morning too as well, depending on how I feel. But alrighty, chat. I will